at previous matches that I've played in and analyze and give commentary on kind of what we did right, what we did wrong, and just kind of highlight certain key aspects of the match for you guys all to know and learn. So this is an interesting match because it's basically an all diamond emerald team that we're playing with and against, apart from me, of course. So it's going to be quite dynamic. You can see right away some aggressive moves in the mid lane, or sort of the top river. You can see that they're kind of all back here. They're going to help leash, whereas our top lane here. Our team comp's interesting. We got Pantheon, Thresh, myself playing Kha'Zix, Ahri, and then of course Tristana. Whereas they're running the Tai, the Diana, the Kai'Sa, the Braum, and the Aurelia. So Aurelia matchup is quite interesting, especially against a Pantheon. Pantheon's got that tankiness, but Aurelia's got that mobility, so that's really kind of an interesting matchup down there. Not something you see very often, so that's pretty cool to see. And then the mid lane, of course, it's a pretty easy matchup. Ahri and the Diana going head to head there. Should be interesting to see how that kind of pans out. They both have decent poke. You can see a little free shot, cheeky free shot from Ahri. And then top, we've got the Thresh pairing with the Tristana. Tristana's carried some good damage there. Missed pull, but does come in there. Kai'Sa kind of out of position, but Tristana getting some free hits on that. A little bit of back and forth, and now when we look at the river bot, as you can see that there is a sort of fight in the river there. I'm kind of 1v2 trying to get away, but luckily not too much damage there. I try to get a cheeky smite on the Scuttle Crab, it doesn't quite get it, and then somehow the tide just comes in and gets through there. Missed charm from the Ahri, but I still get away, which is okay. And then kind of everybody sort of settles back kind of in their own routines. And we're just gonna fast forward a little bit here. You see now up towards the river. Because I'm so low at this point, as my HP from that last fight, I decided to just give up the Scuttle Crabs and just focus on getting my existing jungle. It's not gonna hurt me too much, as you know, I'll still be okay. So we'll just kind of fast forward through this a little bit as well. You can see everybody's kind of holding their own right now. Pantheon and Aurelia kind of go back and forth a little bit. That's a nice stun there, chunking Aurelia out a little bit. Our top lane getting a little bit pushed from the Braum. You'll notice the Braum is doing a pretty good job of fronting a lot of this, with the tide just rotating a lot, trying to get that upper. I myself now in the river. I'm coming against two of them. I gotta back off right here. They've got a nice little ward placement there. They've got a lot of really good vision placement here. I try to jump in there just to try to prevent her. We do a little exchange. Ahri comes in across, and now it's just sort of a three-way river contest. There, a nice little charm. It actually cuts her down really quick. That's a really nice charm there on the Kai'Sa. If we had focused on the Kai'Sa from the beginning, we definitely would have killed her, but I think we split targets a little bit. I make a mistake there, trying to come in thinking I could burst down the Kai'Sa and get away, but the tower damage at this low level is so huge. Ahri gets caught out a little bit there from that, a little bit cheeky. Lucky she didn't get caught out there and killed. All's well that ends well, I guess. And then we just sort of fast forward a little bit. We're always contesting the river a little bit, this top river. And you can see they're all just kind of hanging out there. Good positioning from the red team. Focus in. Pantheon is now up from the bot into mid lane because we're all kind of pushed now upwards. Whereas bot lane's kind of getting ignored a little bit. So even Thresh rotates down here. Misses an opportune pull there. Not going to have too much effect, but you can see now how everyone's kind of going, and now we need to contest the dragon. So everybody's here in the upper dragon. The dragon's already burned down pretty quick. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to contest this enough, but here comes Pantheon. Ian almost steals it, and there's a fight there. I get an easy kill on there. She got barely pocketed, but we're going to go ahead now and quickly steamroll this. Ari is free to do some damage. I'm jumping in there doing the burst. I got a peel there, but Braum gets caught out in the pocket, and Tristiana does a little chase, but decides not to go too far. Ty's got his ult up, so we're just gonna back up. We'll take that. You know, seven kills to 2 right now. 4K ahead for us, so we'll take that. That's a really nice pull from Thresh there, and a nice pocket there. Ty hits his ult, but the skill from Thresh keeps him engaged, and he managed to escape. He's so good with that ult there. It just lets him get away. None of the mid laners are really there yet, so we can't really come in, and that's a weird pull. You don't want to pull when you're that. You don't want to pull the enemy who's full HP into you. I go in to try to get a kill there, but a little bit aggressive. Luckily, not too much damage carried by Kai'Sa at this stage, and we kind of just all kind of retreat at this point. Bots back to normal. Trading. Our mid laner is now coming back into mid lane. Herald is up. I'm Pantheon's taking the Scuttle Crab. A lot of times, if I'm not available to take Scuttle Crab, like you can see where I am right now, it's actually good that Pantheon recognizes that and can take the Scuttle Crab, so that we've got that somewhat of a vision. I'm a little disturbed at this point that we don't have vision on the Rift Herald, and you can see they're trying to set up an early gank on Pantheon so that they can rotate and try to take the Herald. I recognize that, so I actually come across and try to reinforce and just kind of sit in the area. A lot of times what I do is when I recognize that there's like an area where I know I need to kind of help and protect, I'm going to actually be there. I don't know what Ty was trying to do, whether he's trying to bait me into the Diana or something, but I don't really know what he's trying to do there. But I kind of just let it go, you know. Pantheon recognizes that there's a good ward in the top bush, saves his life from getting ganked, actually. So we're all kind of just setting up here. I come in to try to get some burst damage on Aurelia, who doesn't realize we have a ward there. If we do, that allows me to go in, get some damage on her. She has to back. I mean, technically, we could set up for Rift Herald and even force a fight here because it's a 3v2. I think that's what we should do in this case instead of... That's a good charm, actually, which I recognize, and so I go in on that. That's actually a really good bait there. Oh, I tried to get that pick, which is nice. So you can see, you know, how we're kind of just managing the pressure on the tower. I think we could have even kept the pressure even more, but I guess Ari probably just doesn't want to lose too much of mid lane farm, which is fine. I mean, top is rotating down now into mid. I think they want to push mid lane somehow. I'm not quite sure. I thought for a second there to take Scuttle Crab since we're all here and their respawn timers, but because, you know, and we do manage to do it. That's a good pull from Thresh. Pantheon jumps in there, but then switches target. I think it's a very bad fight, so I'm not going to jump in and engage on that, honestly, but I do go in on there. But yeah, you can see how I get penalized for that. I knew it was not a good engage, but my team committed, so that's why I went in there. But I should have just peeled and not committed, because in that situation, especially as a squishy jungler, anytime you commit, you're an automatic target, especially if the Pantheon gets killed early. So I mean, Red made a good decision here. They won the team fight. They're gonna rotate, take the dragon. The Pantheon comes in and tries to contest here. I think we should have gone in a lot harder on this to contest this if Pantheon's going to commit, but I guess we just weren't coordinated enough, or we just weren't sure. I mean, Pantheon ulted in. We probably should have gone in on it. I think had we gone in on it as he ulted in, probably could have gotten 1 or 2 targets, but I think we just weren't confident that we had the numbers there. That's the thing. You play with random teammates, a lot of times, situations that you normally would have voice chat, communication, and coordination, you don't have these situations. So we do end up losing the dragon there. But we're still pretty close, neck and neck in gold, you know, 29 to 28k, so we're very close in gold anyways. And they've kind of caught up now, so it's 7 kills to 6. So it's very even right now at this point. They do have 2 dragons though, so that's in their favor. Top is hurting a little bit because they've got 50% of our tower down and almost nothing off of their tower. Kai'Sa's wave clear is so good at this point that it's going to be really hard. Thresh is going to basically have to get a pull. You see how many times their Tarindo basically just rotates up to top. He really wants to put pressure on it. Probably actually a good decision from him to put pressure on that, knowing how low the tower is. They could actually probably set up for a tower dive here, which is why I think Ahri kind of rotates up here just in case they're setting up for that. We want to make sure we have the numbers. The little exchange there. Pantheon does a nice pick on Aurelia, which is good. And then mid lane, you can see Ahri is trying to clear. Rotating down, recognizing that Pantheon's overextended, which is good, but he just have that vision in the bush. But that's good that she rotates down. I'm glad that she rotated down and recognized that he was overextended and that she was just kind of there for support. And then the top lane, you can see a nice ult from Braum, but only gets one person, only gets the Thresh, so not a big issue. I rotated up because I saw that they had the Tyra's rotated up. That's a really good pull, but got on the Braum. Not quite sure that you wanted. I don't think you don't want to pull the Braum. I get kind of caught trying to overcommit there onto the Braum because typically, you know, I do try to follow. Pantheon does come in with a nice ult there to turn the tide of that. Tristana's going to actually get the kill there. Has the flash. Is able to follow up with the kill. So it actually turned out really well with Pantheon rotating in. We can now take this tower down, which is really cool. It's a good comeback. That charm was so crucial though from Ahri, and Thresh, I don't think Thresh needed to even pull there. Like, he didn't need to pull that at all. Like, we had it. You know, he was dead anyway. So Thresh needs to recognize a little bit better the opportunities to pull and not to pull, especially the timing of it, because he could have totally survived and didn't need to pull that. Meanwhile, bot tower goes down for us. Minions are pushed. So I'm going to rotate down and clear that. But overall, a pretty good team fight for us. Pantheon rotating really helped us there. And that's the beauty of somebody like a Pantheon or a Galio in that sense, that they can immediately turn the tide of a battle that looks like it might be, you know, against us. Tristana is carrying some decent damage now. So that's easy takedown on the mid tower. You gotta be a little bit careful here not to overextend, as top is gonna rotate down. Our top tower is gonna go as well. But they've got the numbers. We'll fast forward this a little bit of back and forth in the mid lane. Nobody overcommitting at this point. You've got the next dragon coming up here in 10 seconds. So that's where they're all kind of setting up for. Red team has done actually a really good job of setting up for dragon objectives. You can tell that there must be some sort of communication between them. They do a really good job of just positioning. They have wards in our back jungle. But Tristana is going super hard there. Thresh with the pull, but gets pocketed by the Braum, but then uses her ability to get out. Ahri follows up really nice there with the charm. Ty hits his ult, gets penned in and slowed, but he can get away from that. But there's a follow-up with a couple of flashes. I'm in there now as well, just putting in that damage, and that's a really good follow-up for us and a really good team fight. That Ahri coming in with the charm, following a Tristana who's backing off and peeling is so crucial there. You always want to make sure that when you're peeling, your teammates are aware so that they can actually come in on it, and especially with the charm. So Ahri, really crucial there. Good stuff. Thresh did a nice ult there to pen in the tie, but he's so slippery when he has his ult up and doesn't take any damage. He's invulnerable. But having the flashes there allowed us to finish that off, and allows us to get a dragon. So now we kind of pulled ahead again. We were even. Now it's 16 to 9, 42k to 50k. Now starting to get into the latter half of the game. You hit those, you know, level 11, 12, 13 power spikes. A little bit of a... I like the fact that my teammates recognize that scuttle crabs are important to take. They're just a free vision. I don't know why Kai'Sa used her ult. That was a really weird. trying to get a pick. I come in there. I mean, I'm hitting the brown, but you know, I'm just trying to get him to back off of my teammates. Sometimes that's all you really want to do is you just want him to back off. That's a good charm. I actually go in on that and follow it out, but I get out really quickly because I know they're actually focusing on the tie, which is that was a little bit weird to focus on the tie there. I go down very quickly in that fight, but my teammates are still all carrying a lot of damage right now. That's actually a pretty decent ult from Kaisa to get the backline dive, but she's alone. So she's going to pick out Tristana, is doing so much damage here. That pull from Thresh, really important to isolate. I think a better rotation, from better positioning for Tristana would ensure that kill sooner. But the grievous wounds or the burn damage comes in. Why did Braum stick around here? I don't understand that. Well, but what's even crazier that he actually survives Ahri's attack. That's insane. He leaves with like 0.05 like health. A little bit of a weird team fight there, I think. 20 to 13 now. We're definitely way pulled ahead now as far as this. So our goal difference in winning those two back-to-back team fights sort of negates a lot of the bonus they have from the two dragons. So we're gonna fast forward this a little bit. Everybody's kind of playing a little bit pensive, clearing their jungle. No one's max level yet, so you know there's still a little bit of a back and forth. Some exchanges up top. Everybody's rotating. It's funny because like anytime somebody has like a one-on-one fight, like the whole team, everybody just rotates. Good vision again from red team. Like you can really tell that's a really good pull there from Thresh. But he's been pulling a lot of the tie, which is not a great thing to do, especially when Ty has his ult up. You want to try to focus on anyone else. Kaisa or Diana, I think, would be the key picks. Even Aurelia. Some pokes there. Tristan taking a lot of damage. I'm just kind of chilling. So I'm chilling in there waiting for them to overcommit. I don't want to fight underneath the tower. So I'm waiting for someone to get baited. A pull on Braum again, not something we really want to do. I'm not going to commit on that. We're rotating across. His pull's up quite often, though. A charm on Braum. Braum's getting treated down, but that's a really good hourglass from Ahri, actually. So good on that hourglass. Hourglass is from everybody. I go in there. I'm peeling because I know Ty has ult. Will he get that pick on Ahri? He gets charmed at the last minute. Last attempt pull from Thresh, and wow, he's so out of position there. And so they do a trade. And here's a crazy ambush here on Pantheon, man. He's lucky he's got that pull. Save him. Good pull on Braum in a lot of ways. That's actually the right way to go in. I get stun locked there on that. Trying to be a little bit over aggressive. Unfortunately, missed pull there on Aurelia. Would have been really nice. Pantheon comes in though and tower dives like a maniac. He's going crazy there, but tower takes him out. It's a good pull from Thresh. Takes out Aurelia. Aurelia's pretty squishy at this moment. So leaving Tristana and Thresh alone gives us an advantage actually, and they can go ahead and take the dragon here. I don't think they have any wards there. That would have been an interesting pull there from Thresh. They decided to peel because Elder Dragon is so tough, and they have already got another guy coming in, so they're all peeling right now at this point, which is probably a good decision. Fast forward a little bit. Everybody's kind of resetting now. Elder Dragon is still up. It's so weird that Braum decides to like solo hit the Elder Dragon. It's so weird. They're all kind of like around this. Everyone's trying to contest Elder Dragon right now. So same with me. Like I'm in the same area as well. Everyone's just kind of baiting out something right now. So this is going to be like a really important sort of final fight here. I try to clear as much vision as possible. Pantheon gets caught up top. Again, the Thresh pulls a Braum. I'm not quite sure why he keeps pulling the Braum, honestly. Ty comes in. I have to get the hell out of there. Good pen in there. Hourglass. Ty's already popped his ult, so he's in trouble. I'm just trying to get out of there, do as much damage as possible, and just get out. I can't fight here. But it's really, really close. Tristana gets caught in. I try to come in. I get a nice pick there. So what's really important there is I peel. I took the honey fruit and I got the heal from the honey fruit. And that was really crucial. That was a really crucial ace. It was such a hectic battle. But the fact that I was able to peel, get health, and come back basically turned it over. And we got the Elder Dragon. And that kind of cinches the bonus we have. Now we're so far ahead. But we lost our last inhibitor on the bottom lane, so we have to be careful. Don't want to get backdoored. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit. Everybody's spawning back in now. Thresh keeps pulling the Braum. He loves to pull that Braum. So now we're all here setting up for Baron fight. Ahri's in the mid lane, so we're trying to ping Pantheon to get away. He's okay though. We're split right now. We've got Ahri in top and Pantheon in bot, so we don't want a fighting thing here. So I just go back in. I want to get my red, even though everyone's 15 now, well, except for the Thresh. Everyone's 15, so I want to get the red buff bonus. They're just kind of maintaining position here. Thresh is poking a little bit. Braum is frontlining. Braum has done a pretty decent job of frontlining. I think that's one of the reasons why he's been pulled a lot. So that's a pull on Kaisa. I'm not going to go in on that myself. I'm just going to bide my time. They're all together. You can see how they're all stuck together. We have to be careful that we don't get picked. Our positioning is really important here. That's a pull. Goes in, initiates a fight. Braum hits his ult. There's the escape. I go in and then I need to peel. As well, Pantheon's gonna get deleted out, but does enough damage, and we got to get out of there. That was not a fight that we want to fight, mainly because Ahri's at the top lane, split pushing. So it's a bit of a weird fight there because Ahri does get the tower, but looks like she's gonna get ganked anyways. If she can escape, she does escape here. Amazingly, how the heck she escapes? She has that triple ult. Where she's just got that speed burst, so she survives. So it looked very, very sus, but in the end it was actually a really good play because with their last inhibitor exposed, they also have to be careful about minion wave. We have to be careful here as well. So everyone's kind of resetting here, backing off. Everyone's gonna kind of reset the timers now. It's really weird that, like, at this point, there wasn't any attempt by Red to take Baron. I guess they just didn't want to risk losing a team fight at this point. But when they're so far behind, I almost feel like there was an opportunity, a window there after they had won that first team fight where Ahri was at the top lane, where they actually probably could have taken Baron. Or at least baited the Baron and then won the team fight. Because we wouldn't have been able to contest it, honestly. So I think they kind of missed their opportunity to kind of turn things around at that point. That was their last window of chance, really. I mean, obviously, if they won a last team fight now, they could win the game. So everyone's got to be very careful to stick together, I think. Now we're finally kind of compensating with vision. They have vision everywhere, which is really good. Red team has done a very good job of vision. We've only kind of come into our own vision-wise in the last sort of 5 to 10 minutes of the game. So we're a little bit split. We've got 2 on the right, 2 on the left. They're all well in this middle here. But now we're starting to all come together here. That's a pull in on that. I go in on that, but she hourglasses, but caught out alone. Braum hits his ult way too late, but now it's just a numbers game. I jump in, I get that nice burst damage on there. Coming in once again. It's a 5v3 right now. And just that right there, that Pantheon going in on that over the wall, really crucial. Braum's just going to get critted out. I come in there at the last bit just to add that little bit of burst damage, and that's the fight, and that's pretty much the game at this point. You know, we just We don't even take Baron or anything. We just finish the game here. What's funny here is just how much Thresh just tanks this. The Nexus damage, it doesn't do hardly any damage. It does damage, but the rate at which it does damage to Thresh is just really, really good. Where he's able to tank it and basically just take it out. And that was a replay of one of the matches. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like the video. We'll be doing more of these replay series in the future. So thanks everybody for watching, and catch you on the next one.